Hey everyone, it's your girl Miriam Simon. I am here with another episode of Latina Mic Drop. So, for today's episode, we are going to talk about conferences and the benefits of it. Why should you stick around? Because some of you may think, that's a waste of time. What the heck am I going to learn? Uh, why should I go to another state, city, and travel to a conference? And why should I even pay? Like, why would it be worth my time, money, effort? And away from my children or family or work. Why would I even take a vacation day to out there? Well, guess what? I do all of those. I do take the time to go to a conference. I do pay to go to a conference. I do take vacation time to go to a conference. I have never not benefited from it. But then again, there are specific actions that you need to take in order for this to be impactful. So thankfully, this year I was invited as a speaker and a coach to the Lean In Latinas Take Charge conference. And it was an experience and a half. I am still processing all the emotions, all that I learned, everything that I experienced, all the socializing, all the walking, the traveling, everything is a lot. It can be a lot, but at the same time, it's all worth it and it's impactful. Understand yourself and understand what it is and how it is that you want to approach a conference. There are different reasons for attending. So I've attended as an attendee for my job, and I have also attended as a attendee for my business. Then I have also now become a speaker and a coach for these events. I've also volunteered to help because the work that I do is super important. And let me tell you, as an attendee, 5 benefits of going to a conference. There's definitely networking power. Conferences bring together industry peers, leaders, potential collaborators in one space. You build relationships that can lead to partnerships, mentorships, or even career opportunities. Last year, I met Hari Mendez, and we were in the LinkedIn room discussing how we both should start a Lean In Latinas New York circle. And we definitely did. And we both ended up co founding the Lean In Latinas New York Circle. Now she has moved on to a different position, and I have taken over the New York Circle. But these are the kinds of things that spark as we're talking, because we both traveled from New Jersey, New York area to California and said, we need to build this over there on the East Coast. That is the potential partnerships that you can build or the ideas that can even spark. Number 2 is inspiration and motivation. So being in the room with like-minded professionals sparks creativity, new ideas, and renewed energy for your work. So knowing that we didn't have to do this alone was the reason why we both said yes, and we both made it happen when we came back to New York, New Jersey. And it didn't happen right away, but it did happen towards the end of the year last year, where we ended up doing that. The other thing too that I love that they do is they give you a postcard at the end of the conference, and they tell you to write down one action you're going to take, and you're going to receive it later. So at that moment, when I went to the Take Charge last year in August, I had already taken a class on creating this podcast. And what I wrote to myself was that I was going to start my podcast. That was the action that I was going to take. And when that postcard made it to me, a few weeks later, I went ahead and started the podcast. So it was a great reminder of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And it created that spark, that motivation, that inspiration, that continuum to get me to keep going. The other thing is that another reason why you should go to conferences is knowledge and insights. Gain exposure to latest trends, research, and best practices, often directly from experts and thought leaders. So this is great because these are people who do the work for you. So there are so many organizations that they research different trends, and when you come to these conferences, they come and share about your industry, all kinds of things that are relevant to your industry, best practices, like, oh damn, I've been doing it the hard way, you realize. Or, oh wow, I can incorporate that with my team. Oh, maybe I should think about this perspective and do it differently now. Oh, this is a tool or a resource, or this is a software that we have. What in the world? Oh, this is how AI is being used in my industry. And you're like, what? Then let me take that back, right? Because nowadays it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And you do not want to miss out on things that are out there when you can go to these conferences and find out from the experts who are in charge of looking for new ways or giving you the best practices and researching all the information you need to do your job. These are also experts and thought leaders. So I love some of the talks that they have because they really talk to you from their experience and give you tools, methodologies that really work for you. And you're not going to pick up on everything and you may not remember everything, but the good thing is that nowadays they do have these apps that you download and then you can pull the information from there. The other thing too is it gives you visibility and credibility. So attending or speaking at a conference raises your profile in your field, positions you as someone serious about growth and leadership. So growth and leadership are super important because you don't want to come across like a know-it-all. You don't want to be like, oh, I know everything about whatever. And that's a big turnoff for people. But if you come to these conferences and you demonstrate that you're on a journey and you're really willing to learn and really willing to do something differently and show up for others and show up for yourself, it really does show that you're want to be ahead of the game and that you are a visionary and you're seeking ways to get the best, to continue on and set that tone and set the inspiration. The other thing is that it's also professional development. So many conferences offer workshops, panels, and training sessions that give you practical skills to apply immediately in your career. So that's what I was talking about. Like, it just makes more sense for you to come to these conferences and listen. With so many people attending, the cost of it is actually way more than what you pay per person. So sometimes these speakers, coaches, sometimes they get paid a lot and sometimes they're volunteers who show up to these events. So that's why it's important that you think about, hey, yeah, I'm investing in myself and I'm going to learn and I'm going to take something back that is going to be helpful. Or hey, I'm going to find a partner that I'm looking for, or I don't know where an idea might spark that makes your job even better, or that you come up with something for your business that you wouldn't have thought about had you not gone to a conference. So, from a coaching lens, if you're a coach, the awareness expansion expose clients to new ways of thinking, broadening perspectives beyond their day to day environment. Number two, confidence building. So, sharing space with industry leaders validates one's expertise and boosts self belief. So here you realize that, oh my goodness, like I have been doing the right thing. I have been paying attention. Oh, that thought that I had really is where I should go and I should continue to do this. You also get accountability. So by committing to apply insights learned, attendees create momentum for growth. You can also have safe experimentation. So, workshops and breakout sessions offer low risk opportunities to try out new skills and approaches. So this is a good way. Like, people don't know what kind of coach you are, or people don't know what kind of leader you are. And if you were thinking about trying something new, this is a great space to do it. So I tend to do my experimentation uh, about anything that I'm learning in the circles. So the circles are a good way for me to practice what I'm learning. I took a communication class, and I decided to try what I had learned, a technique that I had learned in my communication class, in this speaking opportunity. So that is a way that you can test to say, oh, is this working? Is this not working? I wouldn't say go all out and do experimenting in there. What I'm talking about is like when you do workshops, or when you speak to people, or even as you're coaching. If, like, for me, I had the opportunity to coach. If there was something that I wanted to try and the client gave me the opportunity to do so, and it was the right client to do it with, and I knew that it was the right methodology to try, then that was a good opportunity for me to go ahead and give it a try. And the other thing is that it's a connection to purpose. So hearing success stories reignites clarity on personal goals and why behind the work. As a coach, for me, it really just demonstrates that I really want to continue on this journey of coaching. I really do want to help. And the other thing too that I pick up on are what are the trends and patterns that women at the same stage of life, what is really happening and how can I help them? So sometimes for me, just speaking to my direct clients, like the people that I want to serve, like at the Lean In Latinas Take Charge, there were themes that came up. So those are the themes that I need to be prepared to speak about. And those are the themes that I need to be prepared to help them with. And here, from a leadership lens, right? If you're a leader and you're thinking about going to a conference, or what the heck the benefits are that you, as a leader, you gain strategic foresight. So you're gaining early access to trends, research, and innovations that shape decision making. You want that because you want to know, oh, I can make a decision on this, or wait, maybe I need to stop doing what I'm doing and think about this, because this is going to be irrelevant in a year, half a year, 6 months, tomorrow. There's new things that I can do, or anything that would give you a different perspective that'll shape your decision making. This is also an opportunity for you to have visibility, because attending or speaking showcases leadership presence, attracting potential recruits or collaborators. So, this is a great way for you to collaborate with other people. Influence building. So, leaders, you can amplify your voice by contributing to conversations that shape industry direction. So that's the good piece about this. I've actually helped out 2 or 3 people, one who was writing a book, another one who was doing research for another book, and now this one here, an organization reached out to me so that I can be part of the research for them and help them. When you're here at these conferences, if you are thinking of something that maybe they haven't thought about, then you are contributing to shaping what happens next. You may even be in the room with other people that you may be able to go ahead and get more going. I find that I have been able to open my mouth and say things that creates momentum. And that's what I love about going to conferences, because I can see the sparks happening not only for me, but also for the people in the room. People end up getting aha moments, and then that helps me, not from a ego lens, but from a, I am really on this earth to help others, and that I am on the right path by doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying. Because using my voice was something that I didn't do in the past, but now I have been able to tap into it. And now I don't wait for others to say what I'm thinking. Now I'm the one who opens my mouth or is not afraid to go first. The other part is you also build team empowerment. So you return back, right, with strategies that allow you as a leader to share your knowledge and elevate your teams. So that's one of the main reasons why I go to conferences too, because I do lead a team and I do lead professional developments, and I am a program lead for development programs and leadership programs. So for me, it's really important that I am doing the best that I can, and then I am trying something new, and then I'm always paying attention to the latest so that I can be the best at what I'm doing and helping others out and being as empathetic, sympathetic, compassionate as possible as I can, because times change and things are different, and sometimes what worked for you before doesn't continue to work. So it's like, what haven't I thought about that these conferences can help you with? And then the last part is you gain resilience and renewal. So stepping out of daily operations fosters fresh thinking, helping leaders return recharged and innovative. So this is what I love about going to a conference, is the fact that I get to step away from my regular day job and I get to immerse myself in learning. So when you are like one foot in working and one foot in learning, that is not really effective, and it's not easy to do, and you're not doing either, because you're not doing a good job at working or leading, and you're not doing a good job at learning. And I like to be fully present, because I realized that I wasn't being fully present because I was trying to do too much all the damn time. And I wasn't giving things the focus and the energy that I needed for me. But now I know. So now I make sure that I have my systems in place so that I can take myself out of work and go into these other spaces. I have systems that work for me so that I don't come back to a hot mess, so that I don't come back to things waiting or things being missed or anything like that. I have a great team that I work with, and I have great leaders that I work with, and we all work together and we do it for each other, right? It's reciprocated back and forth. So now that I've told you all the different ways, as an attendee, as a coach, as a leader, that conferences are beneficial, let me just jump into a little bit of the prep time for me as a speaker and a coach, and what I did to get myself to this conference. So, number one, I was super happy because I was invited to be a coach. And this is my bread and butter at this point. Like, this is what I really love to do, and this is my way of being helpful to others, to Latina women who maybe have not had the opportunity to have a Latina help them out, and a Latina executive sponsor. So for me, it was just, it was a no-brainer. And let me tell you, I'm a volunteer in Lean In Latinas, New York. So I do not get paid for being part of this group, and I do not get paid to be a speaker, and I do not get paid to be a coach. But the reason why I do it is because it is that important to me to be a part of this community and be that person for them, because it was a gift that was given to me, and that gift is priceless. Like, what I have gained from it is immense and life changing. And that's how important it is for me. So for me, it's more important. And anyways, we're going to do good and we're going to do well. Eventually, these things that you do will come back to you one way or another. But this is the organization that I really love to work with, because their heart is in the right place. Their strategy is in the right place. The people that are surrounded by them are people who are good people who are doing good. And let me tell you, there are things that can happen when you're a speaker, or you have to think about like the people that you're talking with, who how to be on time. So one thing I learned is that if I don't write what I'm going to say, I can be long-winded, or it can take too much time. And we are on a time, uh, they give us a certain amount of time. I'm sharing the stage with four other people because we were a panelist. So we have the moderator and then four speakers. So in order for all five of us to speak, we need to have our turn and we need to keep our turn to the time. So one thing that I've learned is that in my preparation, I needed to figure out how I was going to keep my notes and keep what I was going to say and make sure that the message that I wanted to convey came through. So I thought about what was the message that I wanted to share. I was only answering two questions. And the third one was how I was going to introduce myself. And all of these, you need to choose your words wisely and you need to use your time wisely. And so I learned because at another course that I did, there was a pitch. And this is why I like to participate in training and development because you can make mistakes there. It's a safe place and you could come back and do things better. What I realized was the fact that when I am doing a presentation or I'm speaking, I need to write it down and I need to stay on topic and I need to follow my plan. What I did was for this time, because I was in person, I normally have my notes and I can usually put it on the right of the screen or the left of the screen because I like to split my screens when I'm virtual. And I can have my notes on the left, like my talking points. And on the right, I have the people. So I can see them, but I can still see my notes. So now in person, very different scenario. So I needed to figure out how I was going to do that. So I thought about doing it on the phone. But your girl over here is trying out these brand new contacts that are bifocal that do both. So the reality is that I can see far, but I can't see close when I have those contacts on. So now these contacts did both, so I can see far and I can see near. But the problem is that near was still blurry. So with the phone, if I didn't wear my contacts, I could see the phone, but I couldn't see the people. So that's the dilemma I was facing here. So then I thought about what the heck am I gonna do? How am I gonna see? Because I want to see the people, but I want to see the paper. And memorizing everything for me like isn't all that great at this moment right now. So I was just thinking, okay, let me go old school. I got my postcards. So I thought about like how Oprah and all these other women who have talk shows, right, come and have their notes right in front of them and they read it and they talk. So I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So what I did is, thankfully, my publisher was going to Staples and she picked up some postcards for me and I brought the marker so I can write down the talking points on my postcard and did it that way. And then when I went up, it worked perfectly, right? And I marked them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for question one. And then question two, I marked that one. And then I made sure that I said what I needed to say. And it went so well. I didn't have to worry about how I can see because thankfully the letters were big enough and the marker and the postcard really worked way better than the phone because the postcard is a little bit bigger than the phone and the letters are as big as I make them. So it worked for me. So that was one. Then the coaching, I needed to make sure that when I signed up for people coming to coach with me, that I was available during the time when I was not a panelist and I was not speaking. So that takes coordination, right? And the other thing too is the energy that I bring to both are very different. Coaching, I need to be fully present, calm, and grounded and centered. In speaking, I need to be energetic in the moment and bringing it, right? Like I need to be in it, boom, boom, boom. My job is to like get everybody to feel what I'm feeling, connect. But they're two different energies. So thankfully, I worked it out where I was able to do the coaching before and then I went into the speaking. because those kind of energies, the speaking would take way more energy than the coaching because of the energy exchange for both. And let me tell you, coaching can get where your mental capacity, you may need to have a decompression, a deep moment of decompress, so that you're not going from one, because like sometimes you have your clients who have a moment, and being there and sharing that with them is very different than when you're speaking and on stage. So I needed to make sure that I gave myself that in between time to make sure that I stay hydrated and make sure that I was readily available for all of these, for both of them. And also, like, as I'm walking around, as I'm welcoming people, as I'm talking to people. So the wardrobe was super important. So these are like little tips that you can think about if you're a speaker or you're a coach or you're heading out to a conference, right? So last year I knew that we had to walk quite a bit if you parked. So always paying attention to the logistics of things. Am I going to be walking? Should I wear high heels? Should I wear sneakers? Should I wear something that's more appropriate, professional attire? Like, what kind of attire? What is expected? So always attend the pre meetings if they have any. Most of them are starting to have like prep meetings, or like know before you go. So pay attention to those emails or meetings that they have that give you this type of information. So for me, I felt comfortable wearing my heeled Crocs because I knew that those were more comfortable than actually wearing shoes. And I wore a dress that actually was long enough that covered it. So I wasn't too worried about people thinking I was unprofessional or it didn't match. And, anyways, you really couldn't tell because they looked like regular sandals. And it was fine. But I didn't want to wear sneakers because the dress was long and I needed a little height so I wasn't dragging the dress everywhere that I went. And then I was also debating, like, do I show my tattoo? Do I not show my tattoo? And for this case, I didn't, but the branding piece did come into place, right? So my book is black, white, and gold. My brand colors are black, white, and gold. So it can go in cohesion with the tattoos and pearls and Latina mic drop and New York City, New Jersey, city life, urban life, right? So I made sure that everything I wore was on brand, and made sure that how I showed up is the way that I wanted to show up. So those things are very important because I don't want to hide my tattoos. It just, the dress was nice and I like the long sleeve look on me. So I wore that. But I always have my tattoo on my wrist that I always show. I'm never ashamed of that. I didn't realize how much I had been standing the whole day. So I went from the conference to the networking mixer. Then after that, I went to the Latinas 100 dinner where, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Let me share. I won an above and beyond award. And I also won the Corazon Spotlight. And I'm like super excited about that because as an author, it is just something that I have been very proud of. And check out my book, Tattoos and Pearls, if you haven't seen it, or pick up the Latinas 100, Leaving Our Legacy and Inspiring the Next Generation anthology series, or also pick up the new Face of Power with the Hispanic Star. I'm also part of that anthology series. What an amazing event it was. What an amazing day. And I got to speak to so many different people. It was so crazy because I usually see them on LinkedIn or Instagram. And now I was able to put a face to the person and say, hey, you're the person who was doing 30 days of podcasting. And, just meeting people that I hadn't seen in real life was real. It was true. One thing I'm realizing is that social media does you no justice sometimes. And yes, people can resonate. Yes, you can connect with them on social media, but it's a different type of connection of meeting in person and in real life. So I love the fact that people get to know me and people get to speak to me and I get to speak to them and I get to learn about them and what they do and who they are and have a deeper conversation with people. And if your organization pays for it, it's amazing that they are investing in your future. What you learned there is something you will not only use it for yourself, but you can use it for your teams, for the people around you. It really is amazing that you can go to these conferences and make new friends and make new partnerships, and also come back inspired, motivated, and even possibly have more ideas and more ways that you can do things for yourself and your teams and your company, your business, your organizations, whatever it is that you're into, your family, even. And I'm so happy that I had this episode with you all. Can't wait for the next episode of Latina Mic Drop. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you liked. Follow me. If you like this episode, please share with a friend, a comadre, your daughters, your nieces. Let them know about this because Latina leadership is on the rise, and we want our leaders out there, we want them to be women. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's move forward. And so I will be headed to bed soon because it's been a long weekend. It's Monday night and it has been a week. And I'm happy and excited because there's so many different new things that I am working on and many new projects. I will be presenting you all something new for October. Go to Miriam Simon online if you want to learn more. Hook your sister up. Let me know if you want me to come and speak at your organization for Hispanic Heritage Month or any other event that you may have going on. I bring the heat, I bring the fun. I love speaking in front of people. I've had a great time and I've been learning a lot of good things. So I'm happy to bring it to you. And let's get connected on social media. So you can follow me at author Miriam Simon on my YouTube channel, Instagram, Latina Mic Drop Podcast on IG, Tattoos and Pearls book on IG, and of course on LinkedIn. Look for your girl. See you soon. Check you out. Happy and excited that we were able to connect, and see you later.